Well, I can say a lot of things. You can put it on this podcast. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it censored over here.
Censored Sammy?
For a while on this podcast, I'm decent and censored.
Welcome to episode 3 of Curry Burger, a collaborative podcast dealing with life and art between entertainment designers Adam Fitzpatrick and Sammy Saha. In this episode, we're going to give you some thoughts on the importance of goals and frameworks when learning. We'll talk about the cooperative relationship of determination and motivation, and we'll also have a few laughs along the way. So without any further delay, let's get started.
You're kind of saying taking class with a particular teacher or association is more helpful than your personal studies. What's your view on that? Because I feel that personal studies is something we create our own timeline, path, and routine, whereas association we trust on them.
So yeah, that's a good question. I can only look at it, though, Sammy, from my perspective right now, which is of a student. I'm not a professional yet, so hopefully in the future we can look back on this and just see that it was a step in the right direction towards some kind of success. But what I'm doing right now is basically trying to take what I've learned about learning in general, especially from my time in school, and apply that now outside of school. And that is taking a mixture of classes and self-teaching. I don't think that anyone that doesn't have any experience learning should approach it without any kind of framework. Now, there are people that have become professionals by self-studying, and that's amazing, and I think that it's very possible. But those people also had a framework. They had communities, they had forums, and they had people to go off. We've got so many things set up on the internet, especially with tutorials and resources, that you can at least see the processes that professionals take and start implementing practices that follow what professionals do. So you can do exercises that they've done. You can, paint in the style that they have painted to learn how to paint, do their types of studies. Basically, you can see that the path that they've taken is a path you can follow. So I wouldn't go into it completely blind. But what I'm saying is there's a distinct separation, though, between this month I'm just doing self-studies because I'm getting ready to take classes next month. And just doing self-studies can get a little daunting because you don't have a specific end goal in mind other than the end goal of getting good. And getting good is such a nebulous term that kind of just floats out there in the wind that you can get a little discouraged because you're not going to get that goal right away. There are business things called SMART goals, and they're basically these goals that are achievable within a measurable amount of time. And I think that's a practice that can be pretty easily put into place in the art world as well, especially if you do find yourself doing these studies week to week and maybe getting discouraged. You step out of that and say, okay, my goal in the future is to get good, but my goal right now is to improve this one pocket of problems. And then you can approach it that way.
Like, my advices are sometimes very deep rooted and psychological and philosophical, but he gives you raw on ground check.
You mean practical stuff?
Yeah, like you're reporting from ground zero, and I'm that guy in that small cabinet just saying, we are going to win it, don't worry.
Sammy will tell you to meditate and I'll tell you to draw.
Come on, I'm Indian. So yoga is the only key to success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nirvana, man. Nirvana.
So
You gotta have
someone's going to
some-
come to you ask for advice on how to be better at drawing, you're gonna say, you know, give me your palm, and then you're just gonna like take the palm and just and just hit all the pressure points.
I'm gonna hit all the pressure points, or I'm gonna say, oh,
Like into their hand.
yeah,
You should bring their hand
I
up to
mean,
your mouth and go, oh.
yeah,
You just
exactly.
imagine that mental image of some random student coming up to you, and you take his hand and you put it up to your mouth. Oh.
Oh God, I'm going to be that psychotic teacher. Nobody's going to come up to me anymore. For me, especially even I know even for you, Adam, or even for our viewers, there are some times when everything is, you just don't want to work. You want to just let it you, you just feel you don't feel like doing anything. You just don't have the motivation, inspiration. In that time, I think the way I get out is exercise. Like I just go for a run or a walk. You
Yeah.
know, just thinking about um, why I'm in this, why I'm an artist, why I'm drawing, what are my goals.
For sure.
I ask these questions
For
to
sure.
myself.
I experienced that the other day going on a run.
I mean,
It's incredibly helpful.
it's incredible help because you know, and nobody knows you more than yourself. And once you start asking those questions to yourself, like, why are you in this? This? Why are you an artist?
Yeah.
And why are you doing all this hard work and labor? You will find that answer, and you know the answer why you're doing it, and that just brings you back to the table and just keeps you motivated, and you want to do it again. Like you're just out of the depression. You just want to keep pushing.
Yeah, no, what you say actually really strikes a chord in terms of the ways that the artist and anyone working on anything that takes a long duration of time needs. And they need really two things. They need motivation, one, but motivation's oftentimes put as the number one top tier, the only thing you need. Whereas I think that there's another aspect to continually focusing on something, and that's discipline. And discipline exists outside of motivation. Discipline is sticking to a routine despite your feelings of it. You might have a routine that you're sticking to, and you usually have the discipline, and that's really important to have that discipline. But motivation also is incredibly necessary and helpful in terms of sticking to your discipline. So I've heard some people say that discipline's all you need, and that's the best way to stay focused. But discipline without motivation is the easiest way to lose inspiration. It's the easiest way to lose your voice. What we're saying is it's a little indulgent to some degree, but it is something that is helpful to talk about, just to acknowledge that, yeah, it's hard, but we're in it together and we're working at it. And if you're right there also feeling like, oh, man, I just don't know, this is really difficult, you're not wrong, but you're also not alone, which hopefully can help.
Exactly. And if you have anything you want to share, your experience, or anything you want to tell, just directly message us.
Yeah, to be completely
We are
honest,
very
like having someone there with you helps so much. And if you don't
yeah,
have someone there with you, make it us.
make it us.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that, feel free to subscribe to the channel for weekly updates, or check us out on Facebook or see our SoundCloud. Links are in the description, and as always, good luck with your projects, and we'll see you next time.